Hi guys! So today we're going to be doing a holiday bake-a-thon with me and my daughter. The first part of this, we're going to be making a cheesecake, a holiday New York style Madagascar vanilla bean cheesecake. And we'll start by going through the ingredients and the utensils that you're going to need to be making it. So we're going to start off with, you're going to be needing salt and a pinch of salt. You're going to be needing, it calls for vanilla bean, actually vanilla extract, but I'm going to be using Madagascar vanilla bean paste. You're going to be needing some ground cinnamon, and you're going to be needing sugar. What I did with my sugar is I took sugar and put it through my food processor so it's very fine. And we're going to be using some coloring here, and it's gel color that I use. We're going to be using red and green, and then we're going to be using some graham crackers, of course, for the crust. And I have a spatula here. And then we're also going to be using some sour cream, and we're going to be using 6 tablespoons of butter that we're going to melt. And then we're going to be using a whopping 5 cubes or sticks or whatever you want to call them of cream cheese. And we're going to be using a total of 8 eggs, and we're going to split the eggs. We're going to need 5 eggs, whole eggs, and then we're going to use 2, so 7 eggs total, I'm sorry, and we're going to use 2 egg yolks. And then we're also going to need your spring form pan for your cheesecake, and then we're going to use a baking sheet to put the spring form pan on while it's in the oven. We're not going to be using a water bath for this one. And then over here, we're going to use a food processor here to do our crust for our graham cracker crumbs and our melted butter. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender, or you can stick your graham crackers in a big bag and whack them, go at them. That's always a fun thing to do. And over here, we're going to use some tin foil. And I have 2 tin foil sheets. And what you do with those is we're just going to make a cross with it, and then we're going to stick our spring form pan on it, and we're just going to lift those up over the edges and encase our spring form pan in that. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my food processor with the cookies and the melted butter, and then we will be right back. Okay, now we're ready to start our crust. I have all my graham crackers, which was 1 package out of the box of the graham crackers. Broke them up, stuck them in the food processor, and all we're going to add to this is we're going to add a pinch of salt. Nice little pinch. We're going to add a pinch of ground cinnamon, and I love cinnamon, so I'm probably going to go a little heavy on the cinnamon. Probably like 2 pinches. This is a 1/2 tablespoon of sugar. Now we're going to add our 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And here in the South, we do not waste our butter. So we are going to scrape all that heavenly goodness. Paula Dean would say, a stick of butter, y'all. Get that in there. Set that off to the side. Put our lid on. Okay, now that we have our crust all pressed into our springform pan, and I just used the back of a measuring cup, and then I pressed it in the remainder of the inside around with my hands, we're going to place it into the oven preheated at 325 for 8 minutes. And then we're going to pull it out and let it rest for 5 minutes while we get together the filling, and I'll be right back and we'll start the filling. Okay, now that we have our crust in the oven and it's baking, we have our 5 blocks of cream cheese in our stand mixer with the paddle attachment, and we are going to mix this on a medium-low speed until it is smooth, and then we're going to come back and add the next ingredient. We'll be right back. Okay, now that our cream cheese is all nice and smooth and creamy, as you can see, Now we are going to add our sugar. We're going to add our sugar slowly to combine it on a low speed. Now we're going to add our salt. Give that a good mix. Let that incorporate. So I'm going to finish that and I'll be right back. Okay, now we got all of our eggs and our egg yolks incorporated. Now we're going to add our last two ingredients, and that's going to be our sour cream and our vanilla bean paste. So we're going to go ahead and grab our sour cream first. And that was a 1/3 cup of sour cream at room temperature. And it's very important that when you're making a cheesecake, all of your ingredients are at room temperature. It makes for a very moist, very light, very airy cheesecake, and it allows it, especially when it's cooling, it stops it from cracking our Madagascar vanilla bean paste. And you want every last drop of this stuff. Like I said, this recipe called for just regular vanilla extract, but I really like this vanilla bean paste. It, the smell and the flex, and everyone likes the stronger vanilla flavor, so I like to add that. If you don't have it, of course, vanilla extract is perfectly fine. I just happen to have had this as a gift, so I'd like to use it when I can. So we're going to go ahead and mix that in on the sheet pan. Go ahead and pour all of our mixture. I don't know if you can see all of the vanilla bean specks, but go ahead and pour all of that lovely mixture on top. Get all of that out. Sorry, I'm not left-handed. To level this off a little more, because I want this to be a little more even on top. Come in here gently, and then I'm going to shake it. Shake it gently around. That's good for me. I'm just going to shake it. I'm actually going to bring it over here and tap it to get some air bubbles out. You get some little air bubbles, which I do. I come in here with a skewer and poke them, because we definitely don't want those, because they will show. Maybe just wipe them when they come out, and then we can re-jiggle or re-tap. Some big ones right there. Rejiggle. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to grab our saved batter that we put in our bags. See, so I've got some bread batter, and I have the Wilton's 10 tip, just the round nozzle on the bottom. I'm going to get all the air out of this and squeeze the batter all the way down. There we go. Twist the bag so it doesn't come out the top. And I'm going to start drawing red lines. And this is the same cheesecake batter. I'm going to leave a space for green lines. And you can make these as thin or as thick as you want, as close or as far apart you want them to be. It's all up to you. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'm just that looks awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So then I'm just going to use a bamboo skewer, and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to just drag it one way. And then with my napkin,
Thank you. You're welcome.
wipe it. And then I'm just going to drag it the opposite direction. Wipe it. Drag it the other way. Wipe it. And since we moved it up to 450, we are going to bake that at 450 for about an hour, and then we are going to check it, and then we will be back. Okay, so after you put the heat back up to 450 and you put that in there, you're going to want to leave that in there for 10 minutes, and then after the 10 minutes is done, then you're going to lower the heat without opening the oven. You're going to lower the heat to 220, and then you're going to put that in there for an hour, and then we'll be back. And so we lowered the temperature to 220 and let it cook for an hour, and then we turned off the temperature completely, and we cracked the oven and we let it sit in the oven for another hour, and then we pulled it out, and then we're gonna let it sit for 2 hours, and then we'll refrigerate it. Now when you refrigerate it, it's best to let it refrigerate overnight. Now I'm gonna keep it in the refrigerator for 2 days. That's when we will go up, and it's good for 3 days in the refrigerator, so that works out. And so I'll show you how it turned out. This is how it turned out. Perfect. Now you'll notice that your cheesecake is cooked around the edges, a little brown, and then in the center it'll be a little wobbly. That's how you want it. it'll set completely while it's in the refrigerator. So that is our Christmas cheesecake. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it, and I hope you love it. So thank you again for watching, and we'll have 2 more videos today. That'll be our mini chocolate covered Oreos and our chocolate covered pretzel rods. Tomorrow we'll have 3 more videos that'll be cookies. So please watch those too. Give us a thumbs up. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and see you soon. Bye!